dads, it's Friday, and that means one thing. The week's grind is behind you, and now you're crashing into the weekend at full speed. With little time to take a breather before you throw yourself in, how are you going to reset? How are you going to recharge? And how are you going to tackle the challenges ahead? And how are you going to give your kids what they need? This is your moment to reset. If you're anything like me, I just need a second. If it's been a tough week, then I just need that moment to gather my thoughts before I can get anywhere close to giving them what they need. And that's why I've created Friday Fuel. This is your moment to reset, refocus and recharge before you step into the weekend. This isn't just another motivational talk. I'm putting down a marker. I want to help you show up as the dad your family needs. Every Friday, we're going to dive into the relentlessness of fatherhood. We're going to talk strategies, insights, and help you shake off the stress from the week. Fatherhood doesn't wait, and neither should you. Your kids need you to be present, engaged, connected, and energized. And taking a moment for yourself should give you that all-important time to disconnect and focus on what's really important. Look, if you like what you hear, like what you see, be part of our community. Subscribe to the podcast, listen to more of our episodes, grab one of our free ebooks, join the community. All the links are in the description. I'm excited to have you here today. I'm excited to hear your thoughts on the episode. And if you have anything that you want me to cover, don't be afraid to ask. I will endeavour to cover everything I can. This is Friday Fuel. Let's get started. I want to hear your true thoughts on fatherhood. I want to truly understand what is causing you a challenge, what you're enjoying, those things that make you tick. All the resources that we have created are focused on dads like you and I. Those dads that do want to do something more, that they want to feel greater clarity. They want to stop feeling burnt out, and they want to be more present around their kids. The resources that we create, the New Dad Recharge, it could be an ebook, it could be a new course. Ultimately, everything is designed to help you become the dad that you know that you're capable of. And they're also designed to help you zero in on the things that really matter. Use that fuel, that motivation. It's called Friday Fuel for a reason. Use that motivation that's standing right in front of you or lying in front of you in the crib, wherever your child may be. Use that motivation as the fuel. Use it to create the energy that you need to inspire them to achieve something incredible. It doesn't matter what age your children are. It's all about prep. It's all about perseverance. It's all about resilience. It's about being able to get back on track, stay on track, and be resilient. Fatherhood is going to test you to your limits. It doesn't matter what stage you're at. It's going to leave you burnt out. It's going to leave you restless at times, conflicted. But let me be clear, it is going to give you something so rewarding. And it's that reward that we often forget to think about. We're so full to the brim of other things that are testing our patience, causing us to feel stressed and burned out, that we forget that there are these unique moments every single day that play out right in front of us, that we're so distracted that we fail to keep an eye on them, and we fail to reflect and be grateful for those moments. And it's your attitude towards those moments, that moment for you to decompress, that helps you zero in on those things that really move you forward, that motivate you to create this legacy that we're all after. Look, our children today are in this world that is filled with conflict, filled with distraction, filled with things that require very little attention, and in some cases filled with a lack of value and a lack of authenticity. So the first thing that we must do is learn what makes us tick, learn to adapt, prepare better, force the issue, test ourselves. I'm not saying that you're not good enough. That's certainly how I felt at times, but I'm not saying that you and I aren't good enough. What I'm saying is, can we give more? Can we do more? Can we be more present? Can we be more focused on what makes us tick so that we can have a better relationship with our kids, with ourselves? Can we look after our mental, our physical health? Can we push ourselves harder without burning out? Do we understand what we're truly capable of? And are we giving our children a role model? A role model that they can be proud of, but a role model that doesn't create this shadow, that creates this pressure. It's a role model that guides, influences from this position of strength, courage, and confidence that I always talk about. But also, it's the dad that just takes a knee, gives out hugs. Doesn't matter what your upbringing was. Bring the warmth, bring the love, bring the joy. Be creative. Google ideas on how to better bond with your kids and then get after it. But don't burn yourself out, because the cycle of burnout is more challenging than you can ever imagine, because you will dip in and out of it. There will be ebbs and flows. But every time I got back up, every time I pushed harder, it chipped away at my self-belief, my confidence, my resilience. And although I layered on event after event, I believed deep down that that's what my kids needed. They needed this dad that was willing to put himself on the line, burn himself out to give them everything. What I've realised, and I've come to realise this as probably as I've matured, but also because of what I've been through, when you hit the bottom and you can't see the end, and you feel like there's nowhere to turn, you do get one moment of clarity. Imagine it's like a piece of string. You've got to grab hold of it. You've just got to pull as hard as you can to pull yourself back up, to get back on track. You've got to find the motivation, of course, but there's never been better motivation. You can earn more money, you can have a bigger house, you can have a bigger car, but does it drive a wedge between you and them? Does your dedication to your work stop you giving them what they need? All of these things we have to question, we reflect on, because as the seismic shift hits us, once baby is born, we do question who we are. We question the identity of the person that is holding that baby. We question whether we're good enough, whether we're going to be good enough, whether we have done enough to set the bar high, to inspire, to lead, to love. There has never been a better time to take a moment to decompress. And that's what Friday Fuel is about. It's about giving you that moment to just breathe, that moment to reflect on how fucking amazing you are and how important you are to your children and how important you are to their lives, to who they become. What strengths do you possess that you can show them? What weaknesses are you aware of that you can work on so that you get better, that you can give them the dad they need at every opportunity without feeling like you're totally burned out? This is about value. This is about contribution. This is about creating something unique, a story that you can be proud of. I don't care what other people think about me, my approach to fatherhood. I don't care if my kids don't meet the expectations of other people. I believe to my core that as parents, my wife and I are doing the best we can. We are giving them a better life. We are giving them something that will create experience. But at the same time, we are very much focused on what it is they need. How do we help them navigate whatever challenges they face? How do we make them understand that we love them? That we create these moments, these pockets of joy, that we create these experiences where we're zoned in, we're not distracted. That's what they need. That's who you are. That's what you're capable of. You are a dad who is willing to give everything he has for his children. But the relentlessness of it, it can catch you out. It can lead you astray. It can create conflict between you, your partner, your kids, and ultimately it can erode what you're trying to build. This is why the Modern Fatherhood Club exists. I didn't have the resources when I needed to get back on track. I hunted out the resources that worked and I took the things that made sense. I gave myself an opportunity, but I started to think more widely about my role, the impact that I wanted to have, the influence that I wanted to have, and I wanted to understand what was burning me out. What influences from the outside world were causing me more stress, more pain, more anxiety. I wanted to understand what was stopping me becoming the dad that my children needed. Look, fatherhood isn't easy. The sacrifices, the emotional strain, and the feeling of being stretched thin are going to take their toll. But as I've said, the truth is, pushing too hard without caring for yourself is going to leave you running on empty. And the worst thing about it, your kids, they're going to feel it. Now, I wouldn't change it, would you? Look, my focus right now is helping my young son find his happy. He's lost a little bit of his spark. His smile has faded. And we're working with him to get back on track to where he used to be. There are tests around every corner. This job, well, it leaves you breathless. It pushes you to your limits. It inspires you to be better. But it makes you question your choices. It challenges you to think outside the box. It is the most rewarding thing you're ever going to do. No amount of money is going to fill your cup like this does. Why do we step back? Why do we revert back to the old habits and the ways of thinking? Why do we not embrace the relentlessness of it? Why do we fail to see the simplicity? We're so distracted and often so focused on the outside world, the thoughts and feelings of those closest to us, the pressures of work and demands of our bosses, money, the financial gain, the draw of that big payday, that stops us playing full out. I was a shadow of the man I wanted to become. Henry was born, and all I wanted to do was push harder, burn brighter, earn more, provide and protect. What I wanted deep down was to slow down, take my time and savour every interaction. And you see, that conflict rages on. It left me exhausted. My physical and mental health at the time dipped. And as you know the story, I eventually crashed and burned. My challenge to you is simple. Are you really prepared to give it your all? What are you willing to do to create something unique? What more can you do to inspire them to find their path to greatness? I'm not ignoring the seismic shift in the world around you or the pressure that you might find yourself under, but I am challenging you to reset, focus on the simplicity of this role, and I'm urging you to step forward and lead by example. Set the goddamn tone. Build the legacy and create something magical, something that inspires them to reach their potential. We reach this crossroads the day we become a dad. For those of us who have struggled, we lose sight of our objective, the impact that we can have, the influence we have over their world and who they become. We choose to battle on, and we choose to put everything and everyone else before our own health and well-being. My role, just like yours, is to inspire through action and speak with authenticity and authority. It's not to wilt and back down from this challenge. No, my role is to take charge. It's to set the tone, show them what it takes to live, teach them that there is more to life than survival, and let them see the real me. But also teach them to appreciate what they have, not the material things, but the time they have, the opportunities they have to create memories. My role is to let them experience things that maybe I never experienced. It's not to be limited by circumstance, a lack of self-confidence and discipline. Henry will only find his happy if I can help him find what makes him tick. As his dad, I've got to help him find his voice, his passion, his strength, his resilience, his power. Being dad is demanding, but it's beautiful. The challenge is recognising and celebrating every step forward, learning from your mistakes and being grateful for the journey. You cannot navigate this role without perseverance, stubbornness and bloody-mindedness. It's filled with moments that challenge you, push you and ultimately shape who you are. Your role isn't to sidestep the challenge. It's to face it head on and teach them how it's done. But stay on top of your mental health and your mental strength. You start flagging and they see it. But worse, they feel it. Too often we fall into the trap of thinking that sacrificing everything is the only way that we can be a good dad. Newsflash. Today, we cannot falter. We must not lose sight of who we are and what we stand for. We have to work harder at being present and connected. They must see who we really are. We must not hide in the shadows in order to protect them. We have to fight for them and give them what they need. That's why I encourage you to fight against that selfless approach. You will burn out. Fatherhood is designed to test you and push you to your limits. It's your lack of preparation that catches you out. Find space. Take a breath. Learn to adapt and, importantly, learn to say no. Giving them everything requires you to be flexible. You cannot pour into an empty cup. To be the best father, you need to take care of your mental, physical and emotional health. Remember, your presence matters more than anything else. Love, connection and time are what your children value the most, not the things that you provide. Stop chasing perfection. Fatherhood is a journey, and celebrate the lessons learned along the way. Your journey is what will inspire your kids. Here's what I want you to take away from today. My friend, it's okay to ask for help. Fatherhood is hard. Lean on other dads or your support network when you feel overwhelmed. Self-care is not selfish. When you're healthy and balanced, you can give your kids the love and attention they need. Small moments will create big impact. Focus on the connection over perfection. Those everyday moments are what your kids will carry with them forever. Lead by example. Your kids learn from what you do. Show them resilience, self-care, and the value of being present. Work out what good looks and feels like. And friend, go after it. Celebrate the journey and never stop celebrating it. Fatherhood isn't about getting it all right. It's about showing up, learning, and growing every single day. Fatherhood is about being present, engaged, and the best version of yourself for your family. I urge you to take one small step today, whether it's checking in with yourself, prioritizing your mental health, or just spending intentional time with your kids. Be who they need you to be, and never overlook the importance of the man you are, the man who is leading them toward something spectacular. Be dad, be present, be patient. They don't need perfect, they just need you. Remember, you're not alone in this. Join the Modern Fatherhood Club. Connect with dads just like you and embrace this journey. This has been Friday Fuel. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for listening. If you like what you're hearing, you want to hear more, subscribe to the podcast. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow us on social media, grab a copy of one of our ebooks, and if you're feeling adventurous, join us on the New Dad Recharge, where we'll teach you the tools to help you stay on track, to find that motivation to drive your family forward, but importantly, help you disconnect from the outside world and focus on what truly matters: your kids, your legacy, your family's future. Thank you for listening. This has been Friday Fuel. I'm Aidan, and I am the founder of the Modern Fatherhood Club. I appreciate the impact that you're having on your family, and I respect the man and dad you are today, and I know that you will become the man, the dad that they need. Thanks again, and I'll see you again soon.